Metrology is the science of measurement, but more importantly, it's the reason measurements can be trusted. It's the difference between a number on a screen and a number we can defend. In this episode, we'll build a simple mental model for how measurement accuracy is created, maintained, and proven, from fundamental physics all the way to field instruments and automated test benches. A measurement is trustworthy when it's traceable. Traceability means your measurement can be linked through an unbroken chain of comparisons back to a recognized standard. At the top are primary standards, then transfer standards, then working standards, and finally the meters and instruments used in the field. Every step down the chain trades a little accuracy for practicality, but the chain keeps the measurement honest. In real life, we almost never know the exact true value of a quantity. So metrology focuses on uncertainty instead of perfection. Uncertainty is how confident we are that the true value lies within a certain range. This shifts the mindset from "this meter is right" to "this meter gives results that fall within a known confidence band." That's how engineering stays grounded in reality. Measurement errors often follow recognizable patterns. Sometimes everything is shifted by a constant offset. Sometimes the slope is wrong, which is a gain or span error. Sometimes the response is curved instead of linear. And sometimes the reading depends on whether you approach the value from above or below, which is hysteresis. The point is, errors usually have a shape, and those shapes can be diagnosed and corrected through calibration. Even with a perfect instrument, measurements ride on top of noise. Some noise comes from the environment, but some noise is built into physics. Thermal motion creates noise. Charge arriving in discrete packets creates noise. And many devices show low-frequency, drift-like noise. The goal is not to eliminate noise completely. The goal is to manage it by controlling bandwidth, averaging, shielding, grounding, and measurement technique. For a long time, measurement standards were based on physical artifacts, objects stored in controlled labs, but artifacts drift over time. Modern standards are increasingly based on fundamental constants of nature. A constant does not age, corrode, or get bumped out of alignment. Anchoring measurement units to constants is a major reason modern metrology can achieve extreme stability and global consistency. Voltage standards used to rely on chemical cells that produce a stable voltage under controlled conditions. Today, the most accurate voltage standards come from quantum behavior. The key idea is that metrology uses physical effects that produce repeatable, predictable outputs tied to nature itself. That's how we can define a volt with astonishing precision. Resistance standards went through a similar evolution. Instead of relying on physical resistors as the ultimate reference, modern metrology uses quantum effects that produce stable resistance values. The deeper lesson is the same. If you want a measurement standard that does not drift, you base it on a fundamental physical effect rather than a man-made object. Time is one of the most precisely measured quantities we have, and it becomes the backbone of many other measurements. With stable time and frequency references, we can discipline oscillators, synchronize systems, and generate repeatable measurement timing. In practical terms, the better your timing reference, the easier it becomes to build stable measurement systems and consistent automated tests. Primary standards live in national labs, but industry needs accuracy on the factory floor. That's what transfer standards do. They carry trusted accuracy from the lab to the working world. Even transfer standards drift, so metrology tracks stability over time and accounts for temperature effects. The practical message is simple. Precision is maintained through controlled comparison, not wishful thinking. Modern metrology is often automated. Instead of manually taking readings, we command instruments, wait for settling, take measurements, and log results automatically. Automation improves repeatability and reduces human error. It also allows higher resolution datasets. More measurements, taken more consistently, with less bias. A reliable automated measurement follows a disciplined loop. First, you set the stimulus, then you allow the system to settle, then you measure, then you log. Settling time is not optional. Many systems take time to reach a stable state, especially when temperature or filtering is involved. A fast measurement that ignores settling can be precise-looking but wrong. Automation is powerful, but it amplifies mistakes. A simple scripting error can leave an output energized, stress the device under test, or collect invalid data for hours before anyone notices. Good metrology includes defensive habits, always returning equipment to a safe state, adding sanity checks, and designing procedures so that failure modes are predictable and controlled. This is one of the most practical wins in metrology. In a 2-wire resistance measurement, the leads and connections add resistance that contaminates your result. In a 4-wire measurement, 2 wires force current through the device, and 2 separate wires sense voltage directly at the device. This cancels lead resistance error and lets you measure low resistances accurately. If you do low ohms work, this technique is a game changer. Metrology is how we turn measurement into knowledge. It relies on traceability, quantified uncertainty, and disciplined technique. It uses standards rooted in physics, not fragile artifacts. And it increasingly uses automation to produce repeatable, defensible results. Big takeaway is that precision is not just a feature of an instrument, it's a feature of the entire measurement process, from standards to setup to method. And before we wrap up, sincere thanks to Tony Kupalt and the open source community for making high-quality technical education freely available.